Hey Melissa, hey Kathy. I think we are live now. I'm a few minutes early. Just going to see if I can find this in Facebook so I can see the chat there. Yay, there it is. Okay. So how is everybody doing this Friday afternoon? Or maybe still morning for some of you guys. And hopefully we have sound. It looks like we do. Hey Marianne. Hey Louise. You're just peachy? That's funny because I'm drinking peach sparkling water. I had just taken a sip when you said that. Yeah, Kathy and Melissa's here. I don't know if we have anybody on Facebook yet. Facebook has been so glitchy lately, it may or may not even notify them that it's there. So, sound is great. Thank you, Louise. I am going to play the intro and then we'll just go ahead and get started. Okay, and here we are, Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Today we are going to cover the recently added and featured images, but we are going to design a card base, and you guys can pick whatever it is that you want to use on that base. It is, people call it different things. I call it a double gate bifold, but I don't know. You might find it called many different things. But that's what we're going to be doing today. You have another week to get in on the giveaway. So make sure you guys are doing that. If anybody has any questions about how to enter the giveaway, please let us know. We will be happy to help you. You can find this information also on the craftingwithapril.co site in the Cricut giveaway tab. Also, this post is up in the pinned post of the group, right under the group photo. So you can find all of that there. All right. Let's see. Couple of changes coming to the home page. If you take a look at it, the ribbons have changed, where you can discover something new, and then they brought the featured images here. Seasonal images are here. We have the paper flowers ribbon on this one. Print Then Cut stickers are here. Mother's Day is coming up, so they've got Celebrate Mom in there. Graduations are coming up, so that's there. The new Fantastic Beasts are in there. If you don't have that cartridge, you might want to grab that. And then you have From the Community. Oh, wow, my card's in there. I was like, well, how did they get my card in there? But that is from the community, spring inspired. That's why that's there. So spring inspired projects, you'll see those listed there. And then you can click over in the community and see what is there for mom, what has been posted and what's being done now. Then you have pantry labels, things to do with infusible ink, and then we have Easter or Passover. So that has changed a little bit. You probably noticed that I didn't say my projects. My projects is no longer there. But you do have my projects up here on the home page. For anybody that's new and you don't know how to get started designing, this is not all there is. You can search for images, projects, and profiles, such as Crafting with April profile, and pull up projects done by me from here. But now we're going to click on the hamburger menu at the top, and then you'll find your canvas. Okay? So where it had a new project there before, we no longer have that new project. That new project button on the ribbon is not there with the new updated version. So just so anybody's not confused, that a few things changed. I think some of the icons changed, like your slice icon and your weld. Some of those changed. Trying to figure out what else changed. There was something else. The text box, of course, is what it is. And guys, I'm loving the text box. All you have to do is click on the text icon and then just start typing. You don't have to click on a box or search for that box or worry about it popping up and not being able to find it or freezing up on you. So loving that. And then you're just going to select your font just like you normally would. So super easy now to use that text. Again, it's highlighted. If you click off of it, then you have to come in and highlight it. If I can get a hold of it here. There we go. And drag into it and highlight it, and then you can start typing. So the text box thing, the white box thing is gone. Okay? So if anybody has any questions or you don't remember that, just remember to click on the hamburger menu, and then you can go to that home page, or you can come to your canvas. And then, of course, if you have your profile set up for the Cricut community, that will be there as well. Okay? And here is today's card. I have that in there if you guys want it. It is there. You can go in there and get it, or the link is here. But I am also going to show you how to design this card yourself in case you want to do one at a different size or whatever. You can do that. So I'm going to teach you how to lay that out. I do love that new text box. To me, that other one was, it constantly froze, and I was constantly searching for it. So it was a little bit difficult. I like the new one a lot. I like the home page. It's just going to take some getting used to, because I'm used to clicking right here and going to a new project. And now we just have to go to our canvas and do that. So just a little getting used to. So I'm going to go back to the home, and we're going to check out the featured images. They've got, I don't think I'm fully loaded here. I've got a lot of stuff in there. But you can see, you can shop the Cricut sale there. However, if you do that, you won't be using my link. So please use my links. They're down below in the videos if you're going to be doing some shopping. But lots of featured images in there. Now you can still do it like we have been from images, and then come into featured, and that way you can see them all and how many there are in the featured. 122 featured images this week. So you can use any of these. This would be cute for if you haven't done the giveaway yet. This is an egg, or you can use any Cricut inspired, new Cricut Easter inspired project using Cricut material or eggs. I love that flower. Loving that one. Oh, look how cute that frog is. I didn't see him yesterday. That's cute. I wonder what else is on that cartridge. Or image set. They don't... Oh! 9 images. Those are cute. That's cute too. I'm going to have to make something using that. Those are just too cute. I like that. So, 122 featured images. I like that bee too. That's a nice one. I got a peek. Oh, another frog. This one has 102 images on it, guys. Charming Animals image set. Oh, that cardinal's pretty. Oh, these would be pretty foiled. That's just too cute. Lots of new stuff coming in. Let's see. And recently added. Let's see what's been added. 0? Nothing? Okay. Are they doing away with recently added? I hope not. There we go. Oh, I was stuck. I was about to say, wait a minute. Ah, we have some wedding silhouettes, it looks like. Yep. Somebody did a project, or was looking for a project that did a silhouette last week, I think it was. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's cute. Unicorn bunny. Cinco de Mayo's coming up. Oh, I like that rabbit too. 557 recently added images. What is that? Does anybody know what that is? Ah, Photo Rainbow. Line art. Oh, that's cool. You could probably contour that and change colors too. I like these sunflowers. I love sunflowers though. I'm partial to them. I think I have some paper that looks like this. Botanical hibiscus. Mother's Day stuff's coming in. I like that orchid too. Has anybody been making anything using any of the recently added images? Oh, I like that foiled. That would be pretty foiled. That one too. There are a lot of new images in here. I don't remember seeing. I think I remember seeing that one last week and this one. And the baseball season's coming up. These butterflies are new. Right here. I think they're new. Heather Roberts. I love that bee. We saw some of these last week. So, or the week before. I was sick last week. So we didn't get to cover them. But those were in there. Oh, we've got our stick people back. Love. Guys, these hearts, these open hearts where you can put in your text. Those are new. So that you can go in and add your text like here. Oh, my Nana. You can put mom in there. Or a name. I like that they gave us that option. New splatters. I asked for those about 3 weeks ago. And now we got them. Yay. In swatches. Splatters and swatches. So they gave us some. There's the swatches that they gave us. They're all in one page, but you can contour them out. I saw those yesterday. And those we saw before. You're not an Access member, Frida? It really does pay for itself if you're doing any shopping and buying anything Cricut, because you save 10% on anything you purchase over at Cricut.com. And then you get to use the group code too. So, and that's off the sale price. So it's a great deal. If you're purchasing images outside, you're probably spending more than what Access would cost you. But lots of pretty stuff. And we're just going to go in and we're going to start doing our project. I'm going to pop over to the overhead and show you guys what we are creating so that you can get a general idea of what we're doing. But this is the double gate card. Now this is my mock-up, and it's not perfect because I cut this by hand to try to get my measurements. So don't pay attention to this. I did cut that one on the machine. So this is a double gatefold, and I don't have any sentiment or anything in there. I left it blank. It can be stamped. And then you have the belly band that slips over it to keep that closed. And then that will fit into an A2 envelope. Okay? So this is what we're about to create in Designspace. And then I'm going to show you guys how to assemble it. So the first thing you want to do is go into Designspace, and you want to determine if you're doing an A2 size card, that's going to be 4.25 by 5.5. Okay, so you want to go in and get a shape, and we're going to get a square. And so I know that the card is going to be 5.5 inches high. I'm going to unlock up there, and then it's going to be 4.25 inches wide. Now, that being said, I also know that it's going to have to fold over on the front, so I'm going to have to double that number, so it's going to have to be 8.5. Okay, so that's going to give me that fold over. But I've got that double gate, so I have another flap. And so I have to determine how much of that I want to be on that flap. Okay? And I'm going to say about 1.25 inches because I don't want to eat up too much of the front of the card. So I'm going to add 1.25 inches onto each side. So that's 2.5 inches. And that would take this up to 11 inches wide. Okay. And that number, well, I'm just going to duplicate this in so that we can keep track. Because this is the finished size of the card, 4.25. This is the finished size of the card, so we don't lose track of that. Because those numbers are going to become important here in just a minute. So here's our card base, and I'm just going to set that to white. And then I am going to go to the position on the toolbar and put it at the 0, 0 position. Because I need to figure out where to put my score lines on this. Hi, Shirley. Swirly Shirley. So to determine where to put the score lines, I can easily use this here. And I can just going to bring that up. I'm just going to select both of them and align it to the center. Okay? So that tells me where my side score lines need to be, because that is the base of the card and that is going to be the size of it. So what I'm going to do is get a score line, and we're going to make that score line 5.5 inches tall, which is the height of the card. And I'm going to click on this because this is center of my card, and I'm looking at my position tool, and it's telling me 3 3/8 or 3.375 is where that score line needs to go. So I'm going to bring that up, and you can type it in or just line it up till you get there. 3.375 or 3/8 and on the 0. Okay? And then I'm going to duplicate that line. And I know that oops, didn't want to move that. I know that is 4.25 difference. So if this one is on the 3.75, and I'm just going to bring up a calculator so you guys can see. There's a couple of ways of doing it. 3.75 oops, 375. 3.375, 3 3/8, plus the width of my card, which is 4.25, okay? So I'm going to hit the plus 4.25, and it's going to tell me that I need this at 7.625 or 7 5/8, okay? So that score line, just going to move this out of the way, needs to be at 625 and 0. All right, and then you can attach those two score lines so you don't move them. And then grab another score line because we're doing that double gate. And remember that we said our card is 4.25. If you forget how much width that you put on those, I know what the width is. I know that I made it 1 1/4 inches. But if you forget that you've done that, the easy way to do it is my card is 11 inches wide, okay? My base. Let me pull my, there it is. So if my card is 11 inches wide and I take that center out of it and minus 4.25, okay, that leaves me with 6.75. So I know the front when I fold it is going to be 4.25 as well. So I'm just going to subtract that again. And I'm left with 2.5. I need to divide that by 2 because I want that much on each side. So if I divide it by 2, it gives me 1.25. So that tells me that this score line needs to be made 5.5 tall, and it needs to be on the 1 1/4 inch line. And 0. And then I'm going to duplicate that. And the easiest way to do this, guys, is I select both of them and I just flip it horizontal and I bring this one in and I put it, guess where? At the same place. 1.25 and 0. And then you can just select both of those and attach. And then you have your double gate base. It takes a little bit of math, but it is super easy. Okay? So we know that this and this section equal 4.25. So I want to do a panel in there. So if I take and divide that by 2, 4.25, divide it by 2, I know that that needs to be, 2 1/8 inches wide right there. But I want it to be a little bit smaller to leave me an edge. So I believe, I can't remember what I did that at, but I'm going to say I took 1/4 inch off of it, minus 0.25. I did 1.875 because I want it to be smaller than that. So 1.875. And then, not 21. And then I want to take 1/4 inch off the bottom, so that's going to be 5.25. And that's going to give me my panel size for these two panels. Okay, giving me a little bit of space. So I'm going to duplicate that. And those are those two panels. Then I'm just going to duplicate it again. And we know that this is 1 1/4 inch. My height is going to stay the same, but I'm going to take another 1/4 inch off of this 1.875. So you can just take off another 0.25. And you need 1 5/8. Okay, or 625. And then you can, oops, nope, that's wrong. 1.2, oh, I did the wrong one, 1.25. I didn't change it. 1.25 minus 0.25 is 1 inch. That looks better. So we're going to take this in, unlock that. I started with the same number instead of changing it. There we go. And the height stays the same as this one, 5.25. And then we're going to duplicate that. Okay, so that's going to give you, so if you were making this prettied up, let's say you were doing dark blue panels or whatever, You can change all of those to whatever color you want. And then let's say that you're going to put a pattern piece on top of those. So you're just going to go back and do the same exact thing. You're going to duplicate that, and you're going to take 1/4 inch off the height and the width. So, or either 1/8 of an inch. It depends on how much of a border that you want. Okay? So, you can take this. I think I did this at 8.75. I think I took off 1/8 of an inch on them because I didn't want a big border. And then I took this down to 125. And I'm just going to make that a lighter blue just so I can see it on there. That is what I did. Okay? So that I had just a slight border around that one. And then duplicate it for this side. And the same thing here. You're going to duplicate that. And if you took off 1/8 of an inch on this panel, you'll want to take off 1/8 of an inch on this panel too. So that would make this 125, 5.125, and this one would be 1.5, I think. Nope, that's wrong. 1.625. 1.625. There we go. Better. And then you're going to duplicate that one. And guys, you've already got your card ready to go other than a belly band. Now you can do belly bands different ways. If I'm cutting it, I'm usually just going to go, for this one, I do like 8.75 on an A2 card, but you can just make it 11 inches if you want to, since you're cutting anyway. It depends on what look you want. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate both of these. And then I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. All right. And I am going to leave this. I believe I did this one at 1 inch. I did. And then 8.75. So you can do this one just like this. And all you're going to do is unlock it and change the width to 8.75. Or you can do 11 inches and trim it when you're ready. But for an A2 card, 8.75 is usually sufficient. Depends on how thick your card is. And you're going to unlock this one and do the same thing and change that width to 8.75. And then that's going to give you the belly band for this card. Super easy and simple. I do not score my belly bands. I fold them when I do my card because it's going to vary depending on the thickness of your card. But you will need some kind of decor, and I used a squircle in the file. Oops, I didn't want text. I want shapes. I will never get used to that. I just won't. And I went in here and grabbed the squircle. Now you can, if you're going to add text, I left mine so that I could stamp them. But you could do whatever you want on this. I'm just going to get a writing font and just pick something. So this is where you would put your text for your card, whatever you want your sentiment to be, and then you would select that and the white square only and attach it, okay? And that's where your text would be. And then you want to determine how big you want your image on the front. And all I did was, I think I did an inset instead of an offset. And I just did 2. So I'm going to apply. And then I'm going to do an offset again on that one and apply. And then you can change these to whatever colors that you want. I think I used white on the top one. I think I just put 1 in your file, but you can add 1 by doing an offset and then do a blue, and then I think I did because I had a piece cut, a silver. So now you've got your entire card ready to go and set up and ready to cut. You just need to put your sentiment on the front or whatever it is that you need to, Happy Mother's Day, whatever it is that you're going to be using the card for. Happy birthday for the front piece on this little white part. Does anybody have any questions about designing your own bifold gate, double gate bifold cards? I know it's a lot of math, but once you get used to designing them, it's super easy. Super, super easy. Trying to see. Hey, Cindy and Jill. They're on our Facebook. Yeah, it's super easy and it's so versatile, Kathy. This is the thing, guys. Once you set this up, you can do a save and save this as your double gate bifold. And then put the word base on it, okay? That way you know that this base is set up and you can put in your size if you want. It's an A2 and save it. Of course, you put it in your collections, whatever. So when you go to your projects, you can go in there and you can grab that base and click on Customize. And what you're going to do at that point is do a Save As and change this to your double gate birthday. And then you can put the name of whoever it was for. And that way you're never messing up, your base. Because if you save this one and then you put birthday and put that person's name in there and you do a save, you've got that base that you originally built and it's untouched. Math makes your head spin. It can. But when you go into your projects, you can see that you've got your base card and you can take the word base out of that one, and I forgot it. But here's your base, but then here's the one for your birthday. So you have it and you don't mess up your base so that you can use it for any occasion. All you got to do is bring it in, do a save as, and set up the occasion for it, the person's name, whatever, and save that, never affecting the base so you don't have to keep repeating all the steps, making more of the same card. And I am just going to delete these because I already have one saved for you guys. And I don't believe I just did that. I did. I just deleted my project. I deleted the wrong one. I'm glad I still got this one. I'm going to have to change it for you guys. Let's see. Let's edit the project details. And I'm going to share it with everyone and save. And let me put a photo in there. Because I accidentally just deleted it. Which is also a good reason to do your save as and have extras. That way if you do what I just did, you don't lose your entire project. And this is 0415. Today's date. And you can refer back to the video, so that's in there. Yeah, you can use this for so many different things. And like I said, if you're doing that, get in the habit of doing that with your bases, then you always have that backup in case you lose one of those cards. You always have a base to back up with. Okay, so let's pop over to the overhead and I'll show you guys how to assemble this. So, It is super, super easy. And I went ahead and pre-folded this so you didn't have to watch me look for my score lines because I can't see. But you're going to fold inward on those two inside and burnish that down. And then you're going to valley fold, mountain fold and valley fold. You're going to valley fold these two. And then they're going to meet right in the middle. I bent it right there. Okay. Now I cut several panels out of different colors. I had a lot of scraps. These were from our last Zoom, so I didn't want to throw them away. So I used up a lot of scrap material that I had. So once you've folded the base, and I didn't put a sentiment in mine. You can put your sentiment in there anywhere that you want. But I'm going to be stamping mine. And you want to open this back up, and this panel is going to go right here. And then this panel is going to go here. Oops, I dropped my spatula. All right, and then you have the two smaller panels, and they're going to go on this front folded piece. This is a fantastic card base for using up smaller scraps. Because just because I cut all of these from this dark blue, you don't have to. You can cut this like from light blues and dark blues or different colors and use those scraps up. And that's what I did here is I used different pattern scraps that I had with the same tones. And I'm just going to take this panel. This is my stripe panel, and I'm going to go in here. And this card cuts fast. It goes together fast because it's basically all squares. It's just going to depend on your writing or if you're stamping or foiling, because this is great for doing some foiled panels. And then that's my belly band. And I had these. I'm going to pop those right on the top of that panel. Try not to be a messy gluer like me. Yes, this is great for masculine cards too. You can use like that wood veneer, Kathy. That would be beautiful on this. Good thought for Father's Day. All right, and then this, I'm just going to set that aside to dry a little bit. And then this is my belly band. I don't care that it has those color flowers on the other side. If it bothers you, you can cut another strip of this and then glue it to the back so it's the same color. But like I said, it doesn't bother me because you're really not going to see it. They're not going to be focused on that. And you just want to line these up right down the center and butt it up right to the end. And before you fold that, just let it dry. Now, this is some scraps from close to my heart. I don't even remember the name of this paper. I've had it for a while, so I don't even know if it's available. And then I've got my squircle here. This was cut from our Joy card lesson the other week. I had an extra one. And I needed a new blade. It got some plastic hanging off there. There we go. So I'm just going to, I think I'm going to use a tape runner on this. Just because I don't want that to bubble up. line that up right on that piece. And I'm putting tape runner on this piece so that I can, because I'm going to stamp an image on this, and I know I can get that back off of there. If I glue it, I can't. So now I have that piece. I did some bigger stones on this one, and I wasn't real happy with it, so I'm going to put some little ones on this one. Some little bitty dots. And I think I'm going to scatter them instead of putting them in the flower center. Just drop a few random. Oops, lost that one. Maybe 3 on each side. So put a few sparklies in there, and then this is how I do my belly band, and I do it this way so that I don't have to worry about where my scores are and how thick my card is. And I just fold over one edge, and then I just bring in the other edge. And you can see they meet right there. Now, again, you can make yours a little bit longer. If you want to make it 9 inches long, you can do that. Give yourself a little bit more room. But I put glue on the inside edge of that edge and the outside of the right hand edge. And then I just let those two meet. We're going to give that a second to dry. You don't want your belly band to be really tight, because if it's too tight, it's very difficult to get on and off the card. So keep that in mind when you're folding. Don't fold it too tight. Alright, and then I'm just going to slide it right down over. And then I am going to use pop dots, or foam dots, I should say. Hopefully I'm not getting too far off the center here. Get those release liners. And pop that down. How cute is that? I got that a little off center. See if I can get it off there. Foam dots can be tricky. Yeah, I knew one wasn't going to work. Didn't want to turn loose. So super easy and simple. Now it's ready for stamping, or if you use print and cut, you can do print and cut for your front. It's super easy. You can do any kind of shapes, anything you want on the front of this. Does anybody have any questions? You guys are quiet today. All right, guys. So I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your time with your family. And if you have any questions that you forgot to ask or that you wanted to ask, please don't hesitate to come to the groups and let us know. We're happy to help you there. And I will see all of my patrons and Ko-fi Zoomers tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to do a paper project, so I will get that out here in the next few to you guys. I still have to finish designing it, and we will be doing cardstock project tomorrow. I think. I'm pretty sure it's cardstock. Alright guys, and if you want this file, it is in the Cricut community. I know I posted one link in there and then I deleted it. So let me give you guys that other link. Or you can go into the Cricut community and should be able to find it there as well. Thank you, moderators and admin. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you to all my supporters, YouTube memberships. You guys are awesome. Happy Easter weekend. I'll catch you later.